children can call me Uncle Grahame, or just Uncle. I'm hoping that you'd allow me to help you learn English. I'd like to teach you to speak English. I'll try to speak slowly and carefully and make sure you can learn the English language spoken the way it is by an Englishman. I lived in China for 17 years. I moved there in 1997. And if you remember, that was the year the British gave rule of Hong Kong back to mainland China. We ruled Hong Kong for 150 years. I'm not sure it was great that we took it over, but we did. Anyway, at least we kept our promise and we gave it back to you. So I moved into China in 1997, and my background is as an architect and as an interior designer. And my goodness, was it busy when I got there. I remember the first time I was there, I went into my hotel room, having flown into Hongqiao Airport. This was before Pudong Airport was open in Shanghai. And I went to my hotel and I opened the curtains. And out of my window, I counted 22 high-rise cranes. And you know what that told me? That told me there was a lot of business for architects and designers. So I stayed there 17 years. I worked mostly in Shanghai. I was based there, but a lot of our work was all around the country. I went to Beijing several times, Wuhan, all sorts of places. Went down to Hong Kong, of course, to Shenzhen, to Guangzhou, Guangdong, I actually went to Tibet and to Lhasa. I've been involved in designing hotels and residential designs, office buildings, and any number of things. We even did some MTV karaoke lounges and all sorts of things. I worked in Wuhan, Nanjing a lot, Hangzhou, of course, Suzhou. I forget all the places now. I'm literally trying to make a list next time I speak to you. And I think I've been to probably, 50 towns or cities. Maybe that's not quite that many, but quite a lot. I've travelled by train extensively through China, and it's amazing to see how the Chinese trains have sped up over the years. I think if I remember correctly, is it every 6 years they try to speed up the system there? Anyway, that's for me to try and remember. After 17 years, so it's around about 2014, I had a chance to work in America for a year or a year and a half, and then I came back to China, but the work was much slower then. Probably there's been too many residential buildings being built, and the industry had slowed down, at least as far as design is concerned. So I went back to the UK, and having been back in the UK, 10 or 12 years, I wanted to spend time with my parents, with my mum, and with my family, my brother and his family, and just live a life in Britain. Now, since I came back, I've been teaching some English, and now I think there's a lovely opportunity to teach English to my friends in China. So what I thought I'd do today is just give an introduction. I can't even speak English. I will give an introduction to myself, and perhaps I'll show you a little bit around my hometown. Okay, we'll carry on looking, and you'll see my hometown. Okay, so this is where I am now while I'm recording this message. This is the car park outside my office, and as we swing round, you'll see there's lots of trees and a very large open parking space. This was taken early in the morning, and of course there's not many people here yet. And that's the office where I work and where I'm recording this message today. As we look round, as I say, you'll see the offices are built within a country park type atmosphere. It's very relaxing and very pretty. In town, there are plenty of restaurants. That was a Turkish restaurant, And this recording was done yesterday, which was Father's Day. So you'll see plenty of children taking their fathers out to celebrate Father's Day. You can see here there are plenty of people having an early breakfast, and they're all, even though it's a sunny day, they were covering themselves under sunshades, just like people do in China. Just on the right-hand side here, you'll see there's a little boy. He's not very happy. I think he doesn't really understand what Father's Day is, and he's determined to go wherever he wants to go. There's probably a game shop he wants to see. As we walk down the town, it's a mix of pedestrian area, which is where people walk, and roads. And I'll spin round a little bit here because there's a guy, he was wanting to park his car and he couldn't find a car parking space. So he stopped, and actually the lady just behind him waved that she was moving her car and he was going to be able to park there. That's why he stopped. It's actually very kind of that lady to let him know. But of course he's in other people's way. But you know what? There was no one tooting or shouting at him. Now, you would get that in China. He just drove off and he will park his car. Now you see here there's a man out with his son on their bicycles. We've just gone past a coffee shop. This is a lovely bakery. It has delicious food, all sorts of breads and croissants and things. And this is a Mediterranean restaurant. And you can see here there's plenty of people out there, even though it was relatively early in the morning on a Sunday, they were out there having an early breakfast. Now here I swing round and you can see a beautiful garden which is in the centre of the town. Now that would be built up in many countries and in many places, but here they've left it free for garden space. And the local government make a lot of effort to put in planting and beautiful trees and keep the environment very pleasant. You'll see here, this is a letterbox. You don't see those so much in China, I don't think, but we've taken to decorating them. So somebody has spent hours and hours crocheting this hood to the letterbox. The letterbox is actually used for posting letters, so once you want to write to someone, you can post your letter in the box and someone will pick it up. And you can see around town, while there are banks and restaurants and shops, a lot of them are concealed or semi-concealed behind trees. This is the main view in the town, and you can see there's a celebration water feature here. As we look around further, you can see there are cars moving around. It's a little bit early, but the fountain is spraying its good luck and its water around the town, around the waterfall. So the council make a lot of effort to make it as beautiful as they can. Not many towns in the UK are like this, I have to say. Now the buildings are quite old. They're more than 100 years old, but they function very well. But we don't knock them down and rebuild. We keep trying to reuse them. Also yesterday, I quickly went down to our lakes. We have two lakes just to the south of the town, and this is what we find. There are plenty of ducks and geese. There are some swans and other lake animals like fish. And then young, energetic people can go boating and try their luck with swimming or fishing in the lakes. So this is a pan around. That's where some of the boats are kept. Some people, of course, are sailing today. And just to the right, you may see some fishermen. Some of these people will fish there all night. Here we are, there's a little stream which feeds one lake. The water from one lake feeds into the second lake. And there are plenty of fish around here. And on this occasion, you can see there's a large crane, just like you'd see in China. I'm sure he's looking for some fish himself. I do hope you like this lake. It really is a very peaceful and beautiful area.